If you want to know how you can buy a house, even if you're not making a lot of money, stay tuned to this video. Hey guys, this is Nobu with Making Sense of Debt, where we discuss understanding finances, leveraging debt, and finding your financial freedom, whatever that looks like to you. If this is your first time on this channel and you like to discuss money, credit, and real estate, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate the support. In today's video, I'm going to share my biggest tip that helped me to buy my first property when I was 27 years old and making $48,000 in New York City. I was able to buy my first house in the most expensive city in the United States, and I'm going to share with you my biggest tip to help you to get into your first home. But before we get into that, I have one question for you. What state are you looking to buy your home in? And what does your dream house look like exactly? Share that in the comments below. So in order for us to really understand this hack, it's important for us to first understand what a residence is when it comes to mortgage lending. So when most people think about buying a house, they think about buying what's called a single family unit, where the city has zoned this particular building and can only legally be used for one family to stay in it. So let's say you're going to buy this house and it's got 3 different floors. It's beautiful. It's a mansion. It's wonderful. It's got 3,300 square feet and it's just the perfect house for you. Most people looking for a mortgage are looking to buy this type of house where it's for single family use. So for this type of house, when it's your primary residence meaning that you are going to buy this for you and your family, you're not going to get tenants, it's not an investment. When it's a primary residence, you can put as little as 3.5% down as your down payment. Let's say this house cost you $200,000. You put your 3.5% down. It's a 3% interest rate. This house might cost you around $1,200 for your mortgage, including your taxes and your insurance. When your lender is qualifying for this mortgage, they want to make sure that when they look at how much you bring home every month with your W-2 income from your job, that you can pay for this mortgage on your own and all of your different bills that you have already, when they take into consideration your pay that you're bringing in. Now, there are also some structures that are called multifamily units. So in these structures, the house might look the same on the outside, but the city has legally approved this house to house more than one family. And so it could be the same 3,300 square foot building, but on each floor, it's actually separated out to be a separate apartment. So that building that's 3,300 square feet could end up being 3 separate apartments that are actually 1,100 square feet each. But if you are going to live in one of these 3 units, then it is actually considered a primary residence. And so the same types of loans that you would qualify for that single family are the same type of loans that you qualify for this 3 family. In terms of mortgage lending, whether it's a single family, 2 family, 3 family, or even a 4 family, you actually qualify for all the same mortgage programs as you would for a single family, which means that you can still get into a 4 family and only put that same 3.5% down payment for that building. The reason why that is so significant is that usually when you're buying a property where you're going to have tenants, where you're going to rent it out, you have to put 20% down for your down payment. So by buying a multifamily as a primary resident, you're actually jumping into a loophole and jumping into the investment world, but you're only using the same down payment as if you were just buying a single family building. But here's the hack, guys, and here's the top secret and reason how a single female in New York City making less than 50 grand a year was able to buy a 3 family building in the most expensive city in the US. When your lender is qualifying you for a multifamily property, they actually are going to consider your future rent in those rental units as part of your income right now. So before you even close on the building, before you even find tenants, before you even have a lease, your lender is going to consider that income from those rental units as your income to qualify you. Most lenders are actually going to take 75% of the projected rent income and add that to your total W-2 that you have already. So for example, if in that 3 unit that we're talking about, you're gonna live on one floor, then the other 2 floors are gonna bring in $800 a month. Your lender will multiply that times 12 and then take 75% of that. In this case, they would actually take $14,400 and add that to your income that you have from your job. And what that essentially does is that you are now able to buy more house because you have a bigger income. And while there are so many different benefits from buying a multifamily property, the biggest benefit, in my opinion, is that you can literally end up living mortgage free because of your tenants. In the real estate world, this is called house hacking, where you essentially get a property as your primary residence, but then because you have tenants, they actually end up paying your costs for that building. So back to that example of a house that costs $200,000, but you now have 3 different units. So you're living in one, the other 2 are bringing in $800 a month. Your mortgage is $1,200 a month. So now when we take those 2 rental incomes of $800 and $800, you actually end up paying your mortgage and having money in your pocket. If you look at your biggest expense that you're paying for right now, it is probably your housing payment. So if you were able to eliminate your housing payment, whether it's $900, $1,500, $3,000 if you live in New York City, whatever it is, what would it mean to you to get rid of that payment? If you buy a multifamily and you have somebody else paying your mortgage, you now free up that money to fast track your way to financial freedom. Depending on where you are on your financial journey, you could use that extra money to pay down your student loans, pay down your credit cards, invest more in the stock market, or even take that money and buy your next property. Whatever it is that you want to do, getting a multifamily just makes sense because you are going to free up so much money that you're already using towards housing costs. If you are able to take the whole amount that you are spending on your rent right now, all of it, and pocket it and do something else with it to help you to get to financial freedom a little bit faster, what would that something be? Let me know in the comments below. And while you're at it, please go ahead and share this video with just one other person that you think would benefit from eliminating their housing cost as well. Guys, if you like this video, please go ahead and like it. If you like to talk about money, real estate, and credit, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you are the first to know once I drop new videos. With that, guys, you now know my top secret to help you to buy a house even if you don't make a ton of money. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate the support, and I will see you next time as we continue on our journey to financial freedom. Take care.